YouTube. Now, since the 3.75 Wave 3A and all that reviews are over, I decided to go back and put myself through even more mental torture and review these lovely things for you. So we have the Angels Take Manhattan time zone playset and the Hyde time zone playset. Now, these came out actually, funny enough, with the first ever Wave 3 figures, including Amy Pond, the 10th Doctor, and I've not got around to reviewing them. Toys R Us had them on offer over Christmas, where you spent over £30. You literally got one of these for free. They've always been on 2 for 15 on Argos, and now literally every single company regretted buying them off character options because every single company is trying to flog them for daft prices. So yeah, I picked these two up with a Argos voucher from Argos for what would be £3.99, but obviously I had the voucher, so I technically got them for free. So taking a look at the box, now if you remember last time, the boxes were actually made of corrugated cardboard, and near enough every single reviewer said that the cardboard on the box was better quality than the actual cardboard time zone itself. So character options have took the lovely move to literally decrease the quality of the cardboard of the box, just so we can't say that. So yeah, thanks guys, it's now made of tat. So yeah, on the front we have the lovely, horrible, orange and blue design, which to be fair looks even more rubbish on this massive scale of box. So we have an image of the time zone itself, which looks nothing like the product. You have Collect and Build a Universe of Doctor Who, includes 6 cherub figurines in Just Take Manhattan, combined other for even bigger adventures. Who seriously is going to do that? We have 3D diorama playset, yeah, that's a bit more accurate. And then on the bottom we have company information. On the sides we have some more stuff, so we have image of the set, information, includes, and then click it together, and then we also have the line of all of the other pieces of tat available along the bottom there. Now, taking a look at the Hyde time zone, this is practically exactly the same with the Hyde time zone bottom. Includes Hyde a figurine and 6 clocks, lovely image of the set, which looks nothing like it. Just in case if you're mental like me, and if you want to get them for £3.99 on Argos, there is the code. So first up for asking, is this set better than the originals from last year? We have the instructions. Now these were pretty bad last time, taking a look on the inside, and they're still pretty bad as it is, taking in mind that this is meant to be for a young child, and none of these actually state what wall is what. We don't even have a checkered floor here. It might have been nice to actually have a printed version of what the actual walls look like, just so the little child doesn't get confused, because quite frankly I used the box because it is pretty confusing. Here we have the set itself. Now no, my camera is not playing up with you. This is actually how it looks, and no, I'm not trying to be funny here. This is generally what it looks like. It's dark up there, isn't it? I don't have a clue what's going on. If I just bring in the box, which is a rare thing again to see the box in my reviews, here we have what it's meant to look like. Here we have what it looks like. I don't know what happens, but for some reason the Statue of Liberty, which I was quite looking forward to, it looks pretty cool crawling over that building there, and it looks really nice with all the detail. For some reason it's pitch black on this, and there's absolutely no coloury detail at all. It's, to be quite honest, it's so dark it's not really clear at all. It's literally disappointing. I don't understand what's going on. So yeah, I've emptied this set of the cherubs, or now I have, just to take a look at it in more detail. Hat detail, it's cardboard, it doesn't really have it. But yeah, this has basically took the exact same format as last time of being rubbish, and also just basically having this weird hexagonal floor. Now taking a look at the bottom, it's exactly the same shape as last time, just with the checkered floor. That is nice. It is still puffy though, so if you even attempt to put a standing up cherub on it, it fails. I do actually like the idea of what they've done this time is to try and make parts of it 3D, even though they attempted that last time, it was pretty weak, their attempt. But yeah, taking a look on the first wall here, walls we have this wood effect there, and then I do like this addition here of this 3D pillar along here to make this 3D effect of a fire exit, I'm guessing. But one thing that confuses me is when you go through this fire exit, it literally just leads to a blank wall, which does confuse me. It's the exact same colour as the wall there. It may have been nice to at least have a pretend door, like a print of a door, not one that actually works character. Like, you know, when you say fire exit, there actually needs to be a door there to be a fire exit. Think it through. It is life logic. Here we have the TARDIS in the middle. This is actually taped onto the back. I have actually used a number of pieces of tape on this. There we are, it's taped on because I couldn't care. And then on the sides, as you can see, the whole archway, especially the bits on the inside, are actually taped on because they didn't want to go in. So yeah, when you sort of advertise that these are easy to construct items, I do sort of expect that. Just saying, I don't want to use tape, but I sort of needed to. Taking a look at this side, we have more detail, haha. Basically, this is even more weird. I do actually sort of remember this from the episode itself. This is sort of the centerpiece of the room, of being the elevator. I can tell it's the elevator, because it says on this little sign here, fire emergency, do not use elevator. And then we have more thing there about Winter Key. That is actually what this is meant to be, the building, Winter Key from the episode, or whatever it's called. And then we have the stairs going up there, and then sort of looping around here. I'm guessing that that's meant to be sort of like they're looping around in a stairwell. It doesn't really give that effect, because it sort of goes there as well. It's confusing. But I guess I like the attempt. And then, as you may have picked up, unfortunately my camera doesn't really like it very much. But in between the elevator doors, we do actually have a holographic card thing, which actually sort of changes between a solemn weeping angel and a screaming one. To be honest, I was quite happy at that because I thought they've actually put some effort into it for a few seconds. That was before it was actually built. Taking a look at the top, we have the New York skyline. This is actually Winter Key itself, so we're in a bit of a time problem here, because that's Winter Key, and we're in the building of Winter Key. It's just generally confusing, because this building doesn't have a roof either. It's hurting my head, and then we just have the elevator shaft sticking up here. It hurts. It really does. But yeah, we have this building up here, which I'm guessing is Winter Key. That's been rather nicely done. The CGI, if it actually looked how it was meant to on the box, I do actually really like the CGI of the Weeping Angel, as, let's be honest, we've never actually seen it in full potential in the actual episode, which is probably a good thing, because I don't actually like the idea of the Statue of Liberty being a Weeping Angel, but I like the merchandise, like the Titan vinyl, Statue of Liberty. That is one of my favourite things in my collection, because I just like the idea of it, but in the actual series, I don't. And then on this side, we have more of Manhattan look. We have all things there, which you can't hardly see, and as I said, no, that is not my camera playing up. Taking a look at parts now, we do actually have another additional piece. Oh, that's nice. Much like the high time zone, we have this weird cuboid thing. This is nice, isn't it? It's just got a plinth on with Winter Key, and it sits there. That's it. Now, going through our strength test. Oh, look, it's falling. Oh. Yeah, it is a little bit stronger than last time, but the doors have popped off it. Moving on to the figures now, we have the cherubs. Now, as you can see, I've put them on a little backdrop. Not because they're bad at standing, it's actually because my backdrop that I use in this review is actually quite bumpy, as you can probably tell. So yeah, I've got some, like, the vault book here, just to sort of show you them. Now, as you can see, I actually really like them. I'll admit it, I like all 6 of them, even though there's 2 designs. So taking a look at cherub number 1, we have Mr. Sitting Cherub. Yep, but they actually look fairly decent, I will admit it. I do like, actually, for once, I like characters' rough sculpting, because I think this has actually benefited in the sort of feel of the product quite well. As you can see there, on the back we have the different wings and things, and just the different shades of grey, and just the different shades of grey on the rock and things there, actually makes it look like a rocky item, you know, which I do actually think it makes it look like a statue. And then taking a look at the head there, yeah, that's been fairly well done. I can't recall them much from the episode, because I sort of forgotten to care about the episode a long time ago, as I said. But yeah, it looks alright. It looks like a sulky baby, so there we are. So, and now we have Mr. Standing, flailing arms about, come at me, mate, cherub. Yeah, I don't really understand this guy's position, really. He's got a little beer belly, and yeah, he's got a few muscles for a small child. But yeah, these actually surprisingly stand pretty well, not too well. They do fall over, really. If they're not on a flat surface, they will just fall over. But yeah, they need sort of that secure surface. But they are actually pretty well at standing, at least they stand. Then we have the wings there. Yeah, it's nice. And there we are, just to round off this segment of the review. There we have the Weeping Angels with the actual set itself. Now, I do sort of like this in a way, because the Weeping Angels are practically the most pointless 3.75 figure ever. You have a Weeping Angel here that, as you can see, can't even weep properly. It's literally the most pointless thing ever. So I do like the addition of the plinth there to sort of make it look like a statue even more. But yeah, I guess as a display item, which I will come on to later, display, it is good. Moving on to the next set now, we have the Hide Time Zone playset. Now, much like last time, the instructions are literally as pointless as ever. A little bit more simpler than last time, as you can see. But yeah, here we have the set itself. Once again, I don't know what it is, but it just looks dark again. And once again, that is not my camera, but I do generally like the little concept of this one a little bit more, as it's a little bit more interesting. But first we're going to need to take away everything else to take a look at that in more detail. There we are, taking everything off to quite frankly make it look like the most dullest piece of everything ever. On this side we actually have probably a bit of CGI from the actual episode, a few screen grabs probably manipulated. See, we have the table there with all the ghost stuff on, which is rather nice. And what I do also like is we actually have a print of what was going on in the episode. So we actually have the inclusion of images from the actual episode of all of the notes there, and sort of the ghost going through different time zones. And I do believe that that is actually, from what I can see and remember from the episode, that is actually pretty accurate. Then that though, the walls themselves are pretty samey, just with this cubey effect on, and then going up to the top there, as you can see, we have this weird fossil-like shape up there. Going on to the other side, though, this is where it gets a little bit more interesting. You can see we have an archway from the, well, I believe sort of like the side of the house, so we have sort of moss and things going up here. I believe this is actually where the dematerializing TARDIS would be, actually. What I do really like is it actually looks a little bit better on camera with it being a little bit darker. But yeah, we do actually go straight into the forest as seen in the actual episode there, so we have all of the trees going up here. And that really does actually look nice on camera, I've got to say, so we have all the trees and things and the blue mist. And it generally looks like it goes into that area, which I like. And then just going up to the top there, as you can see, we have the beginnings of the wormhole, which I'll come on to a little bit later. And we do have the TARDIS in the centerpiece, which quite frankly this time looks a little bit stupid. But yeah, I've actually put this on the wrong way. It's meant to be that side, I do believe. But yeah, as you can see, it's black at the back there, and this is meant to be the other way around to sort of allow it to be removed to put the actual TARDIS in. But let's face it, who's actually going to do that? On the bottom, we literally have one of the most generic texture pack Google Images picture ever of just some floor there. Now going up to the higher part of the set, as I said earlier, we actually have the addition of more of Caliburn House's brick wall and things. Actually generally looks like a really nice texture. Unfortunately, you can only see it on an angle because of the sun. This is actually a good point to say the whole thing is actually made of glossy cardboard, which is pretty nice. Moving up to the top here, we actually have quite an improper shape going around the sides here with this nice little vortex. Now that is actually, I do believe, to represent the wormhole that the Doctor falls through into the forest, which I do really like, because if you get the original Hyde playset Doctor, you've came in handy again. You seem to get the back end of every single one of these 3.75 reviews. See, what you can do is you could basically slam him down against the floor, reenacting the scenes from the episode, which I find rather fun and amusing. Now, that's it generally for the cardboard. There's not really that much to talk about. Literally, it looks like the plainest thing in the world on camera. But yeah, sturdy-wise, it's actually better than the Angels Take Manhattan one. I'm not going to move it so much, because it actually took a while to make this one, especially getting these archways in right. But yeah, it's alright. Now going on to the accessories that generally confuse me. This is basically things to fill up that massive space in the floor when character got worried. So yeah, basically I'm going to go through these rather quickly. These are little bookshelf things, so as you can see we have little textures of bookshelves around there, and then we have a little clock on top, which are just being quite poorly sculpted, but a little sticker on there to imply it's a clock. These are basically plastic, there's a hole in top of there, it basically fits in, and actually fits in quite sturdily, so well done guys for that. So once again, it's just got books and folders around the side, and then we have this rather weird looking clock there, that looks like it's came out of a 1980s pop art inspired bedroom. We have another one, just books and things on there. Then we have more of sort of like a Victorian style clock with a little stand there and a little clock on. More bookshelf stuff there, and then we have the little clock itself. By far probably the one I don't like the most, because it actually got little, well, the stickers actually fall off from that one, which is annoying. This is actually the favourite clock for me. So we've got that same design on again, but then we have actually a really nice sculpt of a clock on there with the sticker. I really do like that one. I don't know why, it just looks good, but yeah, I like that. And the final one, more book stuff, and then we have the other little clock there. First time ever character, I'll be a bit honest, I think you've done a bit too much, because there's way too much of these here. There's currently 6 of them. It may have been nice to have these 6 different clocks, but maybe only 4 stands, because, like, it does look a bit overcrowded, you know, and, like, yeah, it's just a bit weird, all of these clocks. But yeah, well done, guys. I'll put them in the bin later. Here we go again, it's happening, another one of these figures. Now, on Photoshop, when they actually originally leaked one of these on Twitter with an image of it nicely in a forest, it looks pretty good, and I was really happy with it, actually. But in hand, it looks nothing like that original image. To be fair, there wasn't really a clear look at it in the episode, but quite frankly, it looks like a walking turd. That thing... Literally, we have the neck coming around here, and I'm trying really hard not to laugh. But yeah, it literally looks like the most derpiest thing ever. I mean, what is going on here? Like, there's the thing. I'm not gonna say what I think it looks like. On the back, we have weird lumps coming out of it. And yeah, it's generally made of a really flexible rubber, as you can see, and bringing on its ante, which we felt nothing could be bloody worse than this thing. But yeah, oh, look, in a HD camera. I did actually review this with my old HD camera, and when I reviewed the Cold War time zone many months ago, like, well, years ago even. But yeah, here we have the lovely, glorious thing that is this, which goes at the back of my shelf in a disappointing mess. But oh, this is how far they've come. I do think they've attempted it well. I just know that this actually probably would be a nice figure if it was released in the actual wave, you know, with articulation. Because I don't know what it is, but like for £10 we get a chunk of cardboard, and it's literally like they cannot sculpt or make a proper figure to go with it. And then we're getting the time zone later on this year with the motorised Rusty Dalek. Like the one with the weird little things in the bottom that makes it move. Like Dalek's like, why can't we have a proper figure now? It's, what are you? It's weird. It's like, it's flexible. It smells weird, and it even is that smile. It looks like a creepy turd. It's, you're going somewhere, and I'm not gonna get you back again. Like, ugh. So here's the set with all its components, and just to also say, there is sort of a nice little add-on to this set, as we do also have the Hyde Caliburn House set, which, yeah, is actually currently on reduce. So if you're thinking about getting that, I believe it's actually like £5 on BBC Shop, but you can't really go wrong for quite a cool TARDIS. Less to say about these two. But yeah, overall, I would actually say this actually looks a little bit better than the Angels Take Manhattan one. With all the little things, you know, you can pop the Doctor in, and, you know, at the end of the day, it is a nice display item. So there we are, the two sets. Now I've decided to fill them out with the figures to at least make them look a little bit better. Now the reason why I've emphasised the word display on both of these pieces is the fact that this is the part that really annoys me. On either of the boxes, it registers them as playsets. They are not playsets. These time zones are not playsets. It even says on the box it has children playing with them up there. You know, it's not playsets because these are physically too weak to be playsets. If it literally said collector diorama for figures, then that is a good idea. They had an initial idea for the 5-inch line to pretty much do this as exact same idea, but for the 5-inch figures. Literally just having a cardboard backdrop and a floor to put the figures in. And I personally think that's a good idea. It's just the fact that character tried to pass these off as playsets, which annoy me the most. Because character cardboard is not a playable item. Literally, you have the box that's made out of cardboard. Do you see children getting a toy, putting the toy away, and then starting to play with the box? Probably I did, but I was an unusual child when I was like 5. But yeah, it really annoys me because it's the case of a 5-year-old child might physically get this, going by what is on the box, which on the box it physically looks a strong item, like all of the laminated plastic. There's none of the holes which fix it together like these here, which this time are actually a little bit better, but still. There is none of the visible construction on the actual box, which annoys me even more. It is literally a Photoshop manipulated set, as you can see. There's no supports, no things along the side. It literally has been Photoshopped together, which isn't fair, because this is really misleading, especially with having all the other figures in there as well. But yeah, overall, these are dioramas, and I would be much happier to buy these if character actually said these are figure displays, not playsets. Because, yep, they are good as displays. They are physically nice cardboard things, but when it comes to playability, these products are rubbish. So yeah, overall for this review, I really hope you've enjoyed it. I really was debating whether or not to film this or not, with them being pretty old as it is, and with them being time zones, but I sort of hope that I've made this review a little bit more enjoyable, because, you know, let's face it, they aren't the best things in the world, are they? But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the review. If you have any questions, please do leave them below, and I'll be sure to answer them at some point in the near future. If you've enjoyed it, please do give it a big like, and please subscribe if you're not already, and I shall see you all very soon. So yeah, thanks for watching, and bye for now.